I am really stressed out right now.
About what?
I just feel like my finances are just in a state of... I don't know why I'm thinking about this right at this very moment, but my finances are just, I feel like they're in trouble because of the economy, and I just don't know what to do.
Well, fortunately for you, we're in luck because we got somebody coming that can help you out and explain some of this stuff.
Jesus?
No, not quite. But let me tell you something about this man. He likes the word fiance, right? He likes this word fiance because it so closely resembles the word finance. He told me this in Mexico from his own mouth. Here he is, John Nixon!
Well, my name is John Nixon. I'll start with a brief, very simple attention getter.
May I have your attention, please? At this time, activity areas are closed. The locker room will close and the lights will be turned off in 15 minutes. Please all ways to the proper racks between all borrowed equipment and member service and proceeds to exit the building. Repeating, at this time, all activity areas are closed. The searching locker room will close and the lights will be turned off in 15 minutes. Please return all ways to their proper racks, return all borrowed equipment to member service crews and proceeds to exit the building. Thank you.
Has anyone here ever had a job or made income or expect to make income? Show of hands, anyone? Yeah. Anyone here have a 401k, IRA?
Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
Okay, next slide, please. Okay, there's a verse in the Bible about, I guess, investing and managing your money well. You can read it if you want. I'm going to talk a little bit about investment strategies that you can use for your 401k, IRA, whatever, to make lots and lots of money for Jesus, because that's what we want to do, right? Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. Okay, just a quick guess from the audience. Out of these three factors, which ones do you think have the most impact?
Asset allocation.
That's a great guess. Anybody else?
All
of them? So you think it's equal? 33%, 33%, 33%.
0.3.
Okay, next slide. Please. Okay.
Yes. Way to go, bro.
This is a very interesting study that was done in the mid-'80s. I think this is a good time to point out that a lot of stuff you hear on TV about investing is just garbage, honestly. It's just not good. Like CNBC, MSNBC, Kramer, Mad Money. A lot of people try to say, oh, find the next hot stock. It's not really what it's about. It's really about the asset class that you're in. Next slide, please. So these are the asset classes that, that matter. So you can either have stocks, which means you're an owner of companies. That means you own some McDonald's, some Microsoft, whatever. Or you could be a bondholder, which means you're a lender of companies. You're essentially like a bank, lending out your money for a rate of return. So the next two terms are value companies. Oh, not yet. Thank you. The next two companies are value companies and growth companies. So value companies are companies people hate, whereas growth companies are companies people love. So would someone venture to guess which perform better? Value or growth? Value is actually counterintuitive. The companies that people hate tend to do better. For example, there's a company that everyone loves right now. It's called Apple. You have your iPads, your phones. They're making money hand over fist. Like, it's just gross. But history shows that these type of companies will underperform companies like AT&T, which you hear no one talking about. And one of the things they use to measure this is called a price-to-book ratio. I won't bore you with that technical jargon, but it basically means that for AT&T, you pay not so much for the company, whereas for Apple, you pay a lot. Another thing that matters is whether your companies are small or large. So does anyone want to guess which outperforms? Like a small company like Riverbed, that not that many people have heard of, or something large like Microsoft? You guys are getting it. You're good. It is small. Historically, small companies have beaten large companies by as much as 2 to 3 percentage points, which doesn't sound like that much, but over time, that's millions and millions of dollars. And expense ratios matter, but I won't get into that. Next slide, please. So this is the good slide right here. Basically, if you're going to ignore everything I say and just pay attention to the next 5 seconds, literally like let this be imprinted into your brain and do this with your 401k, and you will make lots and lots of money. A lot of people don't do this. They just arbitrarily like throw money places and they have very negative experiences. But historically, this type of portfolio would have yielded above like 9% returns. And there's this rule of 72 that says when you take 72 and divide it by your rate of return, that's how long it takes your money to double. So your money would have doubled every 8 years if you had this portfolio like in 1914 or something. That's a lot of money. And there's a Bible verse about diversification. But you have the Bible, you can read that in your spare time. Next, please. Okay, here's a nice little, I guess, it's funny to me, I don't know if it's funny to you. So the question is, if for 45 years, that's a long time, right? So like if you're a college student now and you're like 20, you might have 45 years to retire, right? For 45 years, if monthly you contribute some amount and you had an 8% annual compounding rate, how much money would you have to contribute every month in order to end up with 500,000 scoots?
$40.
Okay. 40, 175, $1. Very bold. I know both is right. Anyone else? 2,000?
Price is wrong.
90. 10. Okay, next slide. Whoever said 90 was pretty doggone close.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this may not sound super impressive, but $107.80 a month. So that times 12 times 45 is the total amount of money you put in. Ends up being less than 60K. So you're telling me you put in 60K and get out 500K? Who doesn't want to play this game? Isn't that great?
Yes.
Right? Another Bible verse, again, dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. So do this, gather little by little. Next, I think that might be near it. Oh, here we go. Last slide. This is what you can do with your money. Charitable causes, you know, iLife, whatever. You can pay tithes. Posterity, you know, give to your grandkids. But I like the last option best. The question is not why should you give to John Nixon. The question is why shouldn't you? Obviously. And it says, whoever sows generously or gives John lots of money